Good morning and welcome to the session of Money, Sex, Power. We are learning success from the richest man who ever lived in this world. Today is day 7. We'll read from chapter 7, verse 8. That young man passed down the street near her corner and he went toward her house. It was twilight in the evening of the day, at the time of night and darkness. There a woman met him, dressed like a prostitute, with a deceitful heart. She was loud and perverse. Her feet did not stay at home. Now in the streets, then in the marketplace, and in every corner she waited in ambush. So she grabbed him and kissed him with an impudent and shameless face. She said to him, I made my peace offering today. I paid my vows, so came I out to meet you, to eagerly seek your face. And I have found you. I have spread coverings on my bed, colored linens from Egypt. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us drink our fill of love until morning. Let us take great pleasure in the acts of love. For my husband is not at his house. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. He will return on the day of the full moon. With all her sweet talk, she convinced him. With her seductive talk, she enticed him. There is too much information given about this one lady. So, why King Solomon, the wisest man, talks so elaborately about this lady? It is, I feel, it is because there are too many people in the world. They may be of this category. So, it is important for us to recognize the category in which people belong to before we ever approach them or before we ever shake hands with them and become their friends. Many of us, we always think our enemies will harm us. The truth of the matter is, enemies can never harm us because enemies are dealt by God. In fact, the Jewish scriptures say, your enemies will come one direction and run away from you 7 directions. So real problems is not the enemies. The real problems will come from those guys who are your friends. They are actually acting against you or working against you or talking against you. Many of us, we don't understand how to evaluate people. Because we do not know how to evaluate people, we evaluate wrong and we make a mess of our lives. Here is a lady. She had a lot of external characteristics, and there were a lot of things we can deduct from her dressing, from her talk, from her attitude. See, there are many things she says. First of all, her dressing is not okay. Dress is something which has to enhance us, enhance our beauty. It should not make us an object material, a material to seduce people. Many times, there are people who use their bodies as a tool to seduce somebody. I'll tell you something. Every one of us, we are given this body and we carry the glory of God. So we have to cover it in such a way, and we have to actually be very modest in our dressing. Here is a lady, she has no standard of dressing. Her aim of dressing is to attract somebody. My friends, the aim of dressing should be that we need to look good, we need to look decent, and we need to look modest. That is the aim of dressing. And here is a lady, she was loud, she was perverse. Means there was no control over her mouth. This is the next mark of people, If you have no control over your mouth, you cannot control anything in your life, because mouth actually steers our life, steers our destiny. Actually, it leads us and guides us. Our mouth is a very important tool. And here it says, her feet did not stay at home. It was in the streets, in the marketplace, every corner she was waiting. In fact, I tell you, she was not in the home. I'll tell you, in those days, women actually worked in the home. There is a lot of responsibilities in the house. But this lady was, instead of doing what she has to be doing, She was gone out to do something which she should not be doing. So here is a lady or a person who is unaccountable. He has no responsibility. She has no sense of responsibility. And it says she grabbed a stranger and kissed him. How can you grab a stranger and kiss? That shows the level of commitment she has towards her family and friends. Let me tell you something. Relationship is not built over the fence. Relationship is built over years. Every relationship is built over the years. And she is just getting into a relationship with a stranger. How can it be? How can we? Where is the accountability? There is no accountability. See, accountability is very important. Transparency to our authorities, to our family is very important. And she says, my husband is not at house. That means her husband is her authority. And she says, the husband is not at home, so you come to my home. The whole incident talks about a complete breakdown of many principles or every principle. My friend, life is based on principles. Success is a principle. Family happiness is a principle. Profit is a principle. Health is a principle. Peace is a principle. When you break down the principles, when you don't obey those principles and disobey the principles, I tell you, you cannot have that peace, prosperity, health, and success. We cannot have it. Here is a person who is not living according to their principles. So when the principles are violated, I tell you, you can never be happy in your life. My young friends, if you are abiding by the principles, definitely you will reap the consequences. If you are breaking the principles, then also you will reap the consequences. Here is an example of many people, they have no boundaries, they are so unrestrained, they are not at all accountable, they have no commitment towards any relationship. I tell you, such people are there in the society. And if you really want to be successful, you need to be away from such people. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed today's session. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. God bless you.